You've been living in a world of lies, not conspiracy theories, not propaganda, but everyday facts that everyone accepts without question. These lies shaped how you see yourself, how you make decisions, how you live your life. And the most disturbing part? The people who taught them to you believe they were helping. Let's shatter the illusions you've carried since childhood. Because once you see these lies for what they are, you can't go back to believing them. And that's exactly where real thinking begins. The emotion deception. Boys don't cry. Good girls don't get angry. Successful people control their emotions. These lies about feelings have created generations of emotional cripples. You learn to hide what you feel, to pretend everything's fine, to see emotions as weakness. But emotions aren't the enemy. They're data. Anger tells you something's wrong. Fear warns you about danger. Sadness processes loss. When you suppress them, they don't disappear. They go underground and poison everything. That stress eating, that's hidden emotion. That constant fatigue, same thing. The most emotionally intelligent people don't control their emotions. They understand them. They use them as information, not instructions. But you were taught to be an emotional illiterate, unable to read your own inner language. The intelligence myth. You learn that smart people get good grades, that intelligence can be measured by tests, that some people are just naturally gifted, while others aren't. Every report card reinforced this lie. Every exam confirmed it. But intelligence isn't what they told you it was. Real intelligence is asking questions nobody else asks. It's seeing patterns others miss. It's admitting when you're wrong. The kid who memorized facts for the test, they might have just been good at memorizing. The one who asked why constantly, they were training their brain for real thinking. IQ tests measure one narrow type of thinking. They don't measure creativity, emotional intelligence, practical wisdom, or the ability to innovate. You've been judging your mind by standards that don't even measure what matters. How many geniuses never discovered their brilliance because it didn't fit the mold? The success lie. They told you success is a straight line. Study hard, get good grades, find a stable job, climb the ladder. They drew you a map and promised it led to happiness. But look around. How many people followed that map and ended up lost? Here's what they didn't tell you. Most successful people failed repeatedly. They changed directions. They broke rules. Steve Jobs dropped out. Oprah was fired from her first television job. Einstein was told he'd never amount to anything. The path to success isn't a ladder. It's a maze where most doors lead nowhere. But the bigger lie, that success equals happiness. You've seen miserable millionaires and joyful janitors. Yet you still believe that next promotion, that next achievement, will finally make you feel complete. It won't. The finish line keeps moving because the race was rigged from the start. The authority fallacy. Question. Why do you believe what you believe? Because a teacher said so? Because it's in a textbook? Because an expert confirmed it? You were trained to trust authority without thinking. To accept credentials over critical thinking. To assume age equals wisdom. But history is littered with experts who were wrong. Doctors who said smoking was healthy. Scientists who proved some races were inferior. Economists who never saw the crash coming. Authority doesn't guarantee truth. It just guarantees confidence. The real tragedy? You have insights and intuitions that you dismiss because you're not an expert. You've been taught to trust everyone's opinion except your own. That voice in your head questioning things. That's not rebellion. That's intelligence trying to break free. The time trap. You have all the time in the world. Follow your dreams when you retire. There's always tomorrow. These lies about time have stolen more lives than any disease. You live like you're immortal, postponing what matters for someday. But count the actual days. If you live to 80, you have about 29,000 days total. You've already used thousands. How many remain? Nobody knows. Yet you waste them scrolling, worrying about opinions that don't matter, working jobs that drain your soul. They told you to save your dreams for later, but later isn't guaranteed. The only time you have is now. This moment, and you're trading it for what? Another hour of distraction? Time isn't money, time is life, and you're spending it like it's infinite. The happiness formula: find the right person, and you'll be complete. Buy the right things, and you'll be satisfied. Achieve the right goals, and you'll be fulfilled. The happiness formula they sold you is a lie. It's always been a lie. Happiness isn't a destination. It's not a reward for checking boxes. It's a practice, a choice, a way of seeing. You can be happy with nothing and miserable with everything. But they convinced you happiness comes from outside, so you keep searching out there for what can only be found within. The pursuit of happiness is making you unhappy. The more you chase, the further it runs. Because happiness isn't caught. It's created, in small moments, in daily choices, in accepting what is while working toward what could be. The normal narrative. That's just how things are. Everyone does it this way. It's normal. The pressure to be normal has crushed more spirits than any dictator. You learn to fit in, to not make waves, to color inside the lines. But normal is just average. And average is just what everyone else is doing. Look at anyone who changed the world. Were they normal? Did they think like everyone else? The Wright brothers were told humans can't fly. It was normal to stay on the ground. Every breakthrough came from someone who refused to accept normal. You have unique thoughts, weird ideas, unusual perspectives, but you hide them to fit in. You silence your inner genius to match the outer mediocrity. Normal isn't natural. It's manufactured, and you bought it. The security scam. Play it safe. Don't take risks. Security is everything. This lie has created a generation of the living dead. People who chose survival over living. Who picked certainty over possibility. Who valued comfort over growth. But here's what they didn't mention. Security is an illusion. That stable job? Companies fail. That safe investment? Markets crash. That predictable life? Everything changes. The only real security is your ability to adapt, to learn, to evolve. Every time you choose safe, you choose small. Every time you avoid discomfort, you avoid growth. The biggest risk isn't taking chances. It's wasting your life on false security while your dreams die a quiet death. Breaking the chains. These lies didn't make you weak. They made you human. Everyone believed them. Everyone lived them. But now you know. And knowledge creates responsibility. You can't unknow what you've just learned. You can't go back to comfortable ignorance. Start questioning everything. Not with cynicism, but with curiosity. Why do you believe what you believe? Who benefits from you thinking this way? What would happen if the opposite were true? Your mind will resist. It likes its familiar lies, but push through. The biggest lie of all? That you can't change. That it's too late. That you're too old, too young, too anything. That's just your brain protecting you from the discomfort of growth. But you weren't born to be comfortable. You were born to be alive. Share this with someone still sleeping. Comment with the lie that controlled you the longest. And if you're ready to keep peeling back the layers of deception, subscribe and join us. Because the truth might be uncomfortable, but it's the only thing that sets you free. The lies end when you stop believing them. And that journey starts now.